Donald Trump is back at it again. He's selling NFTs. This time he's selling 100,000 of them for $99. And the kicker here, he's also including the suit from the iconic mugshot. Now in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the old existing drops where they went to see if this drop could perform in a similar manner and see if it's worth buying or not. Down below there are chapters so you can fast forward to the sections that you want to help you navigate the video easier. Also, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research before moving in the crypto and NFT space. So Trump is dropping season 3, so series 3 of his cards, $99, and there is 100,000 of them. Now these are absolutely glorious and amazing when you have a look at the artwork compared to what you saw in season 1. Now, this website is very much a funnel, so it's got all of the things that you need to know. They've also got a dinner at the Mar-a-Lago as well, which he actually did do. And these are actually photos from the gala that he had, and there was a bunch of people that posted stuff on Twitter. So the whole point is he's actually delivering some utility, so I see no reason why he won't be delivering some of the iconic suit that he had when he was arrested. And this is essentially going to be a card, and I'm guessing it's going to be slabbed up. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a look at his previous collection, the Series 1 collection. So this is season 1. It sold for $99 a piece, the same with season 2, and you could buy as many as you want. The artwork is very controversial and it actually performed very good on the secondary market. Now, what they did is there was a supply of 45,000, which was quite a lot at the time. Now, because they sold at $100, so 99 US dollars, this is priced in Matic, and Matic was around $1 a piece. So you gotta think $1 is one Matic. So you can see here that it ran up the top here, and it actually peaked at around 1,000 US dollars. Now, one of the key takeaways here is if you actually head over to the owners. Now, this is the interesting part. The reason it ran up so high on the secondary market is because this was sold to people that didn't necessarily know what NFTs are, how they worked. They just saw this as a digital sort of collectible trading card. What you can see here is 40,000 of them were not sold, so they got like holding for a little bit longer. So what this means is if you actually have a look at, and I've put together a spreadsheet here, what you can see here is that season 1, around 9% of them were traded. So this means that even though there was a big supply of 45,000, there wasn't that many that were actually traded on the secondary market, which gives you an idea of where it can run. And it essentially did a 10x. So you can see here $99 to $1,000, 10% trade. I'm just rounding up, 10% traded. So there was a chance for there to be some sort of a supply squeeze with the buying and selling, which then essentially ran it up. Now, when we get to Series 2, the artwork here is a little bit better, but the pricing on the secondary market isn't as well. There were 47,000 of these, so there were a lot more on the market, and this actually affected the price of the main collection. And you can see that here with the pricing of all time, it just dropped off. And it didn't drop off below the mint price, but it did drop off from the all-time highs. So that's what the Series 2 artwork looked like. Now, when we actually get to the pricing of the Series 2 artwork, it did dip below the price, but over time, it ended up running up, and it ran up a few times higher than the price. Now, not too much higher when you kind of do some of the conversions. In what I've written down here, it essentially sold for 99,000. Essentially sold for $99 and ran up to around $120, so a 20% gain. Now 20% gain might seem like a lot, but it's not really a lot in NFT land, and there were around 17% of them traded. Now the difference here is it's almost double, and what I think has happened is people that actually traded NFTs saw just how crazy season 1 ran up. They saw these prices, they saw it could make easy money. They then thought, hey, I'll jump into season 2, and it didn't perform as well because there were more people trading back and forth, and it also diluted the collection. Now this is where we get to Series 3, and like, look, all politics aside, this is actually great marketing when you look at what they're actually performing and doing with the website, with the funnels, how they essentially want to squeeze people into selling. Now, when you actually go down here, some of the utility is the sort of suit that you're going to get if you buy, but you need to, here's the catch, you need to buy 47 of them. And if you buy 100 of them, you can also get the dinner, so the gala. And what this means is it means that $4,700 will essentially get you a piece of the suit, but because there is only 100,000 of them, there is a limited amount, so it's not like they're going to sell 100,000 of them because 47 are needed to buy it, and we'll get into that shortly. And then you've also got the dinner at Mar-a-Lago, which is, if you're a Trump fan, you're then going to end up in a good spot, because $10,000 seems pretty cheap for a dinner along with collectible assets that you could essentially sell. Now, I've actually read through the terms and conditions to kind of get an idea about what happens. Now, what I have found is there was talk about you needing to burn the 47 to actually get the suit itself, but it doesn't actually look like that. It looks like you only need to burn the NFT to actually get the gala dinner. So it doesn't look like you need to burn. So it doesn't look like this is going to be a project where there is a reduced supply. It looks like there's going to be somewhat of a fixed supply on the market. It's not there's going to be a reduction and essentially a supply squeeze. Now, if you actually go through the funnel, it is so salesy, it's absolutely crazy. And the idea here is he's just trying to upsell. 47 trading cards, so essentially 4,700. You can have dinner at Mar-a-Lago. You can you obviously get your trading cards, but then you also get part of the limited physical mugshot trading cards, and there's only 2,024 of these available. So it means that there could actually be, even though we have 100,000 in the collection, we can actually end up with essentially a supply of a holder ratio of 2,000 to 2,500, which is pretty crazy. And then you've also got the 100 trading cards, and there's 121 of these available. So you can read all the stuff that you get here. Now, also, one thing I wanted to point out in the terms and conditions is you don't actually get it straight away. What used to happen in the previous drops is you'd pay for it and then you get it, but you don't actually get it until the end of December. So this means that there will be essentially a buy now, receive later, which will affect what happens on the secondary market when people forget about it, all of that kind of stuff. So this actually plays into it as well. It isn't going to be an initial frenzy from now. It's going to be a frenzy in essentially 2 to 3 weeks time. What does this mean for people that want to degen in? Does it look like this is a good buy? Right now, if you were just buying one of the cards, I don't think it is a good enough play. Now, obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do or not to do. But as you can see here, there was diminishing returns from Series 1 to Series 2. And going into Series 3, I can see these essentially being sold quite less. So underneath the floor price. So if you really did want to collect these, it almost looks like they would be better off collected later on. Now, the reason that I do think it will trade underneath the price to begin with is because of the suit and some of the kind of the memorabilia and the collectibles that you'll get later on. The reason being is you will get this sort of card, and I think this is going to be the valuable piece. This is the piece that's actually going to retain value. And if Trump then goes into a presidency and it's going to be a collectible, it's going to be sort of essentially one of 2,000 or one of 2,500 cards that could be available. So I think this is going to be a very crucial thing, because when you have a look through here, after you buy the 47, what you'll end up getting is you will get that card. So what I can see some people doing is getting this physical card and then absolutely dumping their collectibles on the secondary market, like we see here, to recoup some of their costs. Because the reason that people are buying the 47 cards is to actually get the suit. So that's what I actually think will happen. I think that when you look at what has happened previously, there was no real utility or no real collectible, but because there is a physical collectible and there is a digital collectible as well, I do think it will trade underneath the price. What this means is it means that if you are looking to purchase just a singular card as a hedge, it doesn't look like it would be a good buy if you were to pay the $99. Now, obviously, there is a chance that you pull a rare, you pull one that's signed, and that'll obviously just be absolutely just absolutely crazy. But the only reason you would want to move in and buy this is if you actually wanted to get some of the suit, or you wanted to actually get the dinner and the event at Mar-a-Lago. So right now, that is kind of where it is. I don't believe that this will run up as high as it did before. I don't think there's going to be a frenzy. I think if you were going to end up making a purchase, the best purchase you could do is to buy one of the original trading cards. I think these are going to continue to bleed, but these hold immense value because this is the first NFT, and it doesn't look like Donald Trump is going to end. When I look at Donald Trump, if he gets into presidency, you're going to have a presidential collection. When he kind of, something happens, he's going to continuously drop. It looks like he'll drop NFTs after NFTs because this is called the Mugshot Edition. You're going to have the Oval Office Edition. You're going to have the Air Force One Edition. You're going to have every edition that he can absolutely squeeze out to absolutely make some money. So that is a look at the Donald Trump trading cards, where they traded, where I think they could go, and what I think is a play if you're actually taking this seriously as a move and a trade in the NFT space. Hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of deep dive into the stats and what has actually happened. If you did, go drop a comment, drop a like, all of that good stuff. I had a pleasure making this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.